What's going on, everyone? I haven't posted a video here in about 7 days, at least with myself on camera, but I want to talk to you about our new direction and resuming normal operations. Now, in this particular video, I wanted to make sure to cover every point. So today I got my notepad with me and made sure to write everything down. Now, as I go through this, we're going to cover some things you probably don't even know, but we want to hit on that. But first and foremost, I'd like to thank those who are subscribed to the channel. Appreciate you understanding what I was trying to say and not getting in your feelings about it. Many of you wrote me and understood. Your hearts were definitely in the right place, and I thank you for that. There are people that helped out on Patreon, people that helped out on PayPal. Thank you for that as well. I remember one person had wrote me and stated that, Phil, I lost my job and I really would like to help. Can you give me information? I said, no, because she explained also she had kids. I said, don't do that. Take care of your children. If you get a job later and you choose to, that's on you. And I got college students writing, many people writing with this situation that just want to help out where they see fit. But we have people that's helping out, and we thank them for that, and even thank those just for some encouraging words, because many people wrote encouraging words, and sometimes an encouraging word goes a long way as well on top of other things. So I want to thank those people who did that in this time. There was also a sister by the name of Keita that I met today. I put that picture up. She understood also what we're trying to do. She understands the bigger picture, and she told me that. She's seeing way past small things, because those that criticize us can't see the big picture because they're so tunnel vision on small-minded things. She see where things are trying to go or what we're trying to do. And, this sister was very encouraging today, as well as I was at a track meet with my daughter. I was actually working the gate, making sure people come in and actually pay, because some people try to slip in and not pay. So I was just doing guard duty. And also, I like to thank those who have a lot of hate toward me. That's cool, because the hate only validates what you're doing. And you don't respond to people like that. Let them say whatever they want to say, no matter what it is. You keep focusing on what you're doing. It's the thing that they always say. The devil can't stop you, but the devil sure can distract you, as long as you engage yourself in that devilment. But I'm going to talk about my mistake, and one of my biggest mistakes for a while. You remember in videos I talked about, in our community, we have about 80% that just don't get it, don't want to get it. And then we have 20% that get it and want to see the best in our community. My mistake was catering to that 80%. And not focusing more on the 20% in our community. You can feel sorry for the 80% because you want to see them do better, but the more you try to focus on different things that they're doing, they're going to stand against you. They don't want to hear talk about doing for self. They'll talk a good game, yes, but when it comes to actually doing it, no. They're going to be the ones that's highly suspicious. They're going to be the ones that try to circumvent the crabs in the barrel mentality. Those are the ones in our community that's doing that. We have 20% in our community that could save us completely. I know this. And out of that 80%, I say about 30% of them can be convinced to come on the 20% side with education, love, and compassion toward them. But they got to have a willing heart. But that other 50% out of that 80, they just don't want to do right. And I'm not going to waste my time dealing with them when they clearly don't want to, because a younger person is easier to talk to and maybe get them on the right path. But when you have older people that set in their ways and they really hunker down in that 50% I'm talking about, that refuse to, that will complain all day long about what racists are doing, and all these other ones got a defeatist mentality, a victim mentality. They don't want to do for self. And anybody else that talk about that, they will be attacked. How many times that Martin Luther King tried to help people in our community, or Malcolm X, or the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, or Louis Farrakhan, or any other people that you could think of that tried to help those same people, and yet they're still in that condition. Why? Because in life, we choose to have certain mentalities. Listen, we can be conditioned. Yes, we all have been conditioned in our community, but it's our choice to stay conditioned. We can get a knowledge of self. We can learn. We can grow. We can break free of that. And that's a choice that you and I have to make on our own. We can't expect nobody just to ride down and free us of that mindset. But that 20% really spoke to me over the week, really spoke to me, really encouraged me, and told me what further that I need to do. Because see, I talk to people. I talk to people small. I talk to a person great. It doesn't bother me, because people are people at the end of the day. And if they got your best interest at heart, then they could probably say something that you need to hear. A few people told me, just leave the situation alone. You find doing what you're doing here. You don't have the problems. You don't have the trolls. And you're right. Didn't have any of those problems. But for the people that couldn't afford to do that, and for the young kids that watch and what they're learning, I couldn't just do that. I mean, and I didn't even say that in the original video. I said 7 days minimum or more. It wasn't nothing permanent at the time period. So, yes, I have to keep doing the news and information, and things are going to go so much better with the new direction, and we're going to get into that. Now, the survey results that we have received, and the purpose of doing the demographic survey, we did not want to make the error that Shea Moisture made. You don't do something and piss off your core demographic, and now you're in trouble. You don't do that. So in order to find out who our core demographic is with some sort of facts, let's do a survey. Now, surveys are done all the time. We have got them after we pay bills or going into jobs or interviews or whatever. But to some folks, if I do an interview, it's a conspiracy theory. It's, the white people must have got a hold of me and he's trying to sell out and all this crap without even having the information or hearing me even talk about what I'm trying to do. That survey helped me to see who is my core audience. Help me understand location. Help me understand even income level. Now, income level has nothing to do with if a person can give or not, like some of the detractors like to say. It helps me to see, well, if these people are my core demographic, then it's understood why maybe $5 on certain things is expensive, or certain merchandise that we're selling, we should have it at certain prices, because a certain demographic probably couldn't afford that if they chose to buy it. There's a lot of things that you look at with that. Education level, it's normal to have that. There's a lot of questions that we ask, and also that important question, number 20, is how could we improve the show? And that's something that I really wanted to know from the people, because you guys watch a lot more than anything. And I could think in my mind I'm doing great, but you guys can look at things and say, well, you could do this better. If you can do that better, we definitely can appreciate that. Now, I also noticed we have a big single population on this channel that I was neglecting. I didn't know I had this many single people without children. So one of the things that we're going to change is that we're going to start talking about relationships, because relationships is something that we all need to talk about. And I feel qualified enough to do that. I have been single. I have been married. I have been divorced. I have been through child custody. I've been through child support, and I have been remarried. So I've been through all kinds of things with the courts and relationships. And so I feel I can talk about that a whole lot. So I want to start introducing that, definitely speaking to the fellas on some things when it comes to relationships. And that survey helped me to understand that I was missing out on the single people here, because the married people that was polled were less than 30%, but the single people was well over 56% on that survey. So we're going to start definitely looking into that. Also, people was asking that if we could bring on people to teach, I would call life skills. one person had made a comment that, well, white people's credit is better than ours, and it has nothing to do with their color. It has something to do with your choice. Credit, all it is saying, I'm going to pay my bill on time, that the money I borrowed. And we aren't taught credit in our community at all. All we taught is survival. And that's why we misuse credit and abuse it. So I will actively start looking for people to bring them on, to do interviews, to present information about things like credit repair, or things about home ownership, or things like 401k, pension, things that are life skills that you haven't been taught, because all we know is just to survive. And those surveys that you guys filled out helped me to see that. Also, you guys said that you want me to get out in the street, talk to more people out there. And because of you guys' support, tonight I purchased the equipment so I can get out there in the street and do what you guys are asking me to do. And I couldn't have done that without your support, because if you give me the lane and the support, I'm going to go do it. We want to start traveling places and getting stories as well, because the detractors kept saying, well, all he does is recycle news stories. That's what they kept saying. But if it's that easy, why aren't you doing it? I'm just trying to understand that. But we want to travel different places and get stories that no one is covering on our own. And all those things cost money. Any news organization, these local media outlets, the mainstream media, they got millions of dollars to do what they're doing. That's why they're everywhere. They have many employees and everything. It's a big money thing to do media. Now, we want to do that for you. We want to get out there and we want to hire people. I want to hire people all over the country to do things for us. But it's going to take finance to do that, because who else is going to care about the stories in our community except us? The mainstream fake news media is not going to do it. They have been our enemy from day one. They the one caused Black Wall Street to get burned to the ground, lying in the media about a black man raping a white female. We've been suffering with them for hundreds of years. So I definitely thank you for that direction about getting out there. And when it comes to getting out there, Brother Sharif is my videographer. I have to pay him. So don't think that I'm just getting out there on my own. He does the editing when it does the stuff outside. He knows things with film and editing that I don't even know, because I don't know it all. So I definitely appreciate him. And yes, I definitely have to pay him when we go out and do something. But with your help and your support, we're going to get that done. Some of you have asked for more Africa interviews. I heard you. We're going to do one this week as well, because we need to join together with our African brothers and sisters. I had a conversation with a sister from Uganda today, and she told me that when she came here originally and saw the interaction between Black Americans and how they were treating her, she said it was real sad to her and it hurt her feelings because they weren't open to her. And we have to stop that, and we have to join together with our African brothers and sisters, because we all the same. We get treated bad all over the world, and we all we got at the end of the day. So we definitely going to start talking to definitely more and more people from the continent of Africa. You know, some people ask if I could bring a younger host in to do different things. That's fine, but as long as that particular host fit my criteria. But whoever that I bring in to do things on the street, or whoever else we're going to bring in, we will have to pay them too. Nothing's free. They got gas. They could have kids, a household. We have to pay people. And that's just really that simple when it comes to getting people to do different things. We want to grow, and the only way we can grow is to bring other people in. Now, we also will bring back the father's rights interviews and bringing people in to talk about family law courts. I'm passionate about that. A lot of you passionate about that as well. A lot of you even going through that. So that's something that we bringing back and putting permanently in our new direction as well, because how many of us have suffered? How many people lost their kids with CPS or homeschooling or child support, taking your license, taking your livelihood, or throwing a man in jail for a nonviolent offense. Child support isn't a crime. It's a nonviolent offense. That's a civil matter at that. So we definitely want to bring that in. And also, I was writing a book. I'm scrapping that book because I'm going to focus on fathers' rights in this particular book that I want to write, because there's so many men suffering every day in this country when it comes to this court system of family law. Is corrupt. It's not for the children, and we need to use our platform to expose that. Also, I want to start exposing companies that you patronize. I had a guy that made a live stream or something in reference to me, and he stated that, well, $5 is a pack of Newports for somebody. And I'm like, wow. So then I did my little research on Newport, found out who owns Newport, looked at the board, and I said, yep, a lot of us in our community, we're pro-black in voice, but we're pro-white in our spending habits. And we make sure to run and give all our funds to white people and don't question them what they're going to do with it or anything. But we'll get to exposing these companies and just presenting the question to you about who you're patronizing. Also, we have a Teespring store. Now, let's talk about that. During this week, I had a lot of good conversation. And some people would say, you know what, Philip? Some black people, they'll support you, and that's fine. But sometimes they want to put their hands on something. And if you can give them something tangible, they'll support you. They'll get a shirt. They'll get something. You got to have that. We created a Teespring store, and we have all kind of shirts in there. We got coffee mug. Choose something you like. If you have any ideas for a shirt or whatever, let me know. We'll try to get more merchandise put into our Teespring store. One person requested a hoodie. We got a hoodie up there like that. So go over there and check that out. Also, if you never downloaded the Advise Show Media app, now it's in iTunes and also it's in Google Play. Make sure you download that because some people didn't even know that we had that. Also, some of our detractors were saying, if he would just create his own website, he wouldn't have to deal with this. If you go to the description box and actually read sometime, you will find out we had theadviseshow.com. It's still up. The reason why I don't use my website right now is because I need to redo it and bring someone in to maintain that so we can offer the vision that I have with that website and what we can do with it. I mean, that's definitely going to happen. And with you supporting us, it'll happen a whole lot faster than later. Also about Patreon, let's talk about that. Now, for a while we was talking about $5 per month. We want to try to get 3,000 people. But I had some people come to me as well who are college students, and they told me, listen, $5 is kind of hard for us, but we can do $2. Can you offer at least somebody be on Patreon for $2? And when they came about that, I said, okay, we create a $2 level. That $2 level is for those who can watch news stories that we're not going to post on YouTube. We'll post it there. But the $5 level is going to be the be all, the one with the behind the scenes footage, things like transparency, showing things like we edit certain things and show you how it's done, special messages, just a bunch of different things that we're doing on the $5 level. So we'll just have a $2 level and a $5 level as of now. Now, if people have suggestions for other levels, and hey, I'm all ears. I'm definitely all ears. I want to hear your thoughts. I don't know everything, so I'm definitely taking in feedback from you guys. And also, there's some people that say, listen, I don't trust no Patreon. I don't trust no PayPal. Can I mail something? So we made sure to go take care of that. So we will put the address on the screen, and you can mail money orders if you would like to that particular address to support the show. But just want to make sure, I know this is a long video, to come by and say, things that we needed to say here and explain what our new direction is going to be. We're going to resume normal operations. I have a video from Brother Derek I need to upload. There's some stories that we posted last week that's still kind of relevant, so I'll put them public here maybe a little bit later on today or so. There's more stories I need to cover. I've seen a story of a Caucasian woman dragging a little girl down the hallway. That's a preschooler. Pissed me off pretty bad. If it was my child, I'd probably be in jail. I also heard of a story out of Georgia where you had a gang member raping dudes as initiation. I'm like, what the hell is that about? But we'll get into that another time as well. But, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. Check out the Teespring store. If there's any merchandise you'd definitely like to purchase there, so you can get something tangible. And we definitely going to keep giving them hell, exposing the news, letting people know what's going on in our community. And we are just doing this just on a bigger scale than what we were doing before. We definitely happy about the support. We're going to get out there and get the stories that you guys want us to get out there on the street. I'm definitely excited about that a whole lot more than ever. Make sure to leave me a comment on this, what you think about this new and expanded direction. Share the video, like the commentary, and subscribe.